Hi and welcome. If you identify yourself as an empath or a highly sensitive person, you will understand the illustration that I'm about to give. Arteries are responsible for carrying the blood out away from our heart, and veins are responsible for carrying the blood back to the heart. So it's a system. And the arteries and the veins must work together in order for the heart to function properly. And it is the same thing if you are an empath or a highly sensitive person. If you are consistently leaking your energy out and your energy is going away, so think about the arteries. They're constantly carrying energy away from us, right? We're giving it to other people, we're giving it to animals, we're giving it to the world. And if we are not replenishing that energy source, the veins that carry the energy back to self, and we are not bringing it back and recalibrating, rejuvenating our energy, then it is eventually going to make us sick and unwell because we need to keep that energy flow in balance. Just like our heart needs the arteries and the veins, it can't just be giving and not receiving back. And same with us. We cannot, as empaths and highly sensitive people, consistently be giving and trying to just naturally, we tend to perceive what other people need from us. And we are a container for whatever they need is what we naturally kind of know to give them. And we can feel this. We do it intuitively. It's not something conscious. This journey is a road of self-discovery, in a sense. The empath must learn survival tools. And I'm going to give you three of the main survival tools right now that you need in order to really thrive as an empath or a highly sensitive person. The first one, you are not only sensitive to other people's energies and the environment around you, which is why you typically don't do well in lots of crowds, lots of noise, right? That typically overwhelms your nervous system very quickly. As you grow into your most authentic self, which you can really only do by spending time with self, getting to know your truest self down to its core. And you can only do that in solitude and silence and taking time away from other people and all the energy overflow and influx. Thankfully, as empaths and highly sensitive people, we know that we need time in solitude and we know that we need time to recharge. So we naturally kind of gravitate towards that anyway. That is going to help us so much on this journey because within that solitude and within that space and time, you get to know yourself better and you get to know your operating system even more so. And here's where tip number one comes in. Just as you are highly perceptive to other people's energies, you're highly perceptive to if people like you or they don't like you, people's reactions, you're just so in tune and naturally intuitive, right? And you know this about yourself. So you are naturally also able to tap in to higher consciousness much easier than mainstream society. People that are not empathic or highly sensitive have a much more difficult time tapping in to the unseen realm. And in that unseen realm, a lot of answers exist, a lot of guidance and help exists. If we are open to the angelic realm, to the divine realm, to our spirit team, they can absolutely work with us and help us to navigate the complexities of being highly sensitive. What it really all comes back to at the end of the day is a strong core and a strong sense of self. When an empath truly recognizes their power and they truly step in to their own essence, not anything anybody else created for them. And this typically happens in the latter part of life. This typically is a process that unfolds. As that empath or highly sensitive individual steps into their sovereignty, something miraculous begins to happen. You are no longer a dumping ground for other people. You will only tolerate so much nonsense before you draw a strong line. Your boundaries become firmer and tighter, and you do not give away your power for the sake of pleasing others. Because something very remarkable happens when you take your power back. And when you can reside within self fully, you don't need any external validation anymore from anybody. So that becomes a little dangerous in your world, right? Because if when you don't need anything from anybody anymore and you don't need to prove yourself to anybody anymore, you have no reason to show up any different than who you actually are. And in that power and strength, right, lies a threshold. And once that threshold is reached, if people treat you respectfully and they're loving and kind, you will do anything in your power to help them. Your loyalty, unmatched. Your dedication, your energetic capacity for helping people and helping the collective and helping humanity, helping animals, helping the earth is unmatched, completely unmatched. And you know this. If you're watching this right now, you already know this. We have so much love in our hearts and we have such big hearts. However, when that threshold is reached and the line in the sand is crossed, you will have no problem taking your power back. And this is when you build a new identity and new people must come into your life. New circumstances are born at this juncture in an empath's journey. The second tool that I would highly recommend, other than getting in touch with the higher realms, the divine realms, your angels, the ascended masters, source consciousness. In addition to that, I also recommend sending waves of light into the body. As empaths, as highly sensitive individuals, we are very gifted at visualizing, a lot of us, and being able to imagine, right? And use our imagination so beautifully. Picture light entering the body, waves of light. And typically I see colors. You might not. Healing those aspects of self that maybe need a little tender, loving care. Maybe they need a little bit of extra something, right? Those waves of light infiltrate the body and healing of the greatest magnitude begins to happen. In that healing, a it really contributes to our sovereignty and our power. And as we become more activated as a light being, which is who you truly are at your core, you are light. And as you open the floodgates of light, everything becomes clear. Things start to crystallize. People that are no longer meant to be on your path slowly just move away. New people come in, new experiences come in, animals come in. The earth needs us. I mean, we are so needed, especially at this current time in the evolution of humanity and of this planet. And the third tip for strengthening your gifts as a highly sensitive person and navigating this journey a little bit easier is, and I cannot stress this enough, it's so important, the solar plexus. Your solar plexus chakra is your personal power center. It's basically where the ribs kind of meet. Um, it's your control center. It is your personal power center. I cannot say this enough. Do meditations to strengthen the solar plexus. When you visualize your energy being called back, like I was talking about the arteries and the veins earlier, when you visualize the veins returning the energy to the body, picture it going back to the control center of your body. It's all that energy that has leaked out and leaked away is now being called back into self, into the solar plexus region. When you strengthen your solar plexus chakra, it makes all of the difference. And this combined with waves of light infiltration, and you do this however feels right for you, whatever resonates. There's meditations out there that you can use. There's healers. I do a lot of work with light activation, chakra healing, all those things. Whatever calls to you intuitively, that's the modality that you probably want to use. I'm hoping that your journey, my friend, your journey is a smooth, beautiful, upward, elevating, authentically you, and a raw, unfiltered journey that only you can write about because you're the author of your own story, right? We all are our own creator. I'm Christy from Rising North. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.